This is going to begin with something super basic. When I clap, you clap at the exact same moment. Here we go. See what just happened there? A moment ago you're like, really? I'm going to clap my hands. And then when I stop, suddenly it's like, okay, so here we go, one more round. It's fun, because at the start you're like, this is childish. And now it's not childish at all. Now it's like Hunger Games in here, so here it comes again. So now we're going to mix it up a little bit, because there's something behind me that we're going to incorporate. It's this cardboard box looking thing. It's actually a drum. We're going to make this sound like an entire drum set, but we need to work together on this one to make it happen. And it's pretty dark, so I trust that just the instincts of us all will make this all come together. Let me explain. On a drum set, you've got the snare drum, some cymbals, the bass drum. That's the gist. So let's say that in this hand I have a drumstick, and let's pretend that I'm hitting the snare drum. So when I make this motion, that's going to do the clapping. Here we go. Yes. Hang on now. Yes. Okay, good. So now in this hand, let's just pretend that I have another drumstick. In this hand, the drumstick's going to hit the hi-hat, which makes it sound kind of like this. Yes, you can practice it. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Nice. A little bit shorter, louder. All right. A little delay, but that's cool. We're going to put the two together. Here we go, starting with the hi-hat. Sit up, roll the shoulders. Here we go. Now when I count to 4, you stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Now a quick little audio check. Dudes, make some noise. Awesome. And now a quick little audio check. Girls, make some noise. One, two, three, four. Okay. Now we're going to flip the two. So when I say dudes, I want you to pretend that you do that girly sound that just happened. When I say girls, I want you to pretend to do that like dude sound we just heard. So we're going to flip the two. So guys, we're going to start with you. Get ready. Guys, make the girly sound. And girls, make the guy sound. Nice. See what just happened there? The first time you're like, yeah, woo! Then the second time you're like, oh, here we go. And the guys are like, ah! And the girls are like, so now we add in the last piece, the bass drum. So I will start us up with the hi-hat, then we'll bring in the snare drum, and you keep going. I need to sit down and actually hit the drum a few times, and then when I count to 4, we stop. If it goes well, we cheer. If it goes poorly, we cheer. So, hi-hat. Keep going. Yes, it actually worked. So, for the quick story, when I went away to university, I brought a lot of stuff with me, but 3 items stood out in particular. For starters, I brought the backpack, necessary for the academic success. Give it up for school. The second item that I brought with me, though, was something more important to my social success, to help me feel comfortable in this new school, in this campus world with all new people. So the second item that I brought with me was this. Now, every time I hold this dude up in front of a group of people just like you, a few things happen. I hold him up and some of you are like, You took a bear to university? And some of you are like, oh, I took a bear. And now some of you are like, I'm gonna take a bear. But the third item that I brought with me was something that I only packed up because a buddy back in grade 12 said, Blake, if you take one of these with you when you go away to school, people will want to be your friend. So I thought, okay, I'll just get it now. So the third item that I brought was my guitar. The problem was that at that point in my life, I didn't know how to play it. But my logic was simple. If I just roam the hallways of this new student residence and I play something, friends will flock towards me. So I start to roam the halls, strumming nonsense. No friends. But I keep walking. Nothing. Fortunately, I learned an emergency riff on the guitar after graduation, so I thought I'd try this one out in case it worked. But no one cared. I realized this was a stupid idea. This was not the way to put myself out there because I wasn't really even sure how to play this thing except for like 4 basic chords. But then I heard a voice bellow from one of the rooms that I had just passed. Dude! With the guitar! Get back here so we can jam! This was a problem because I only knew like 4 chords. And jamming is when musicians come together to play music. But I figured I'd put myself out there, because if you don't, things won't happen. So I started to bring in the only chords that I kind of knew how to play. Going okay. The other guitar player actually thought I was kind of legit. But then I got nervous because this other guy started to stretch out his arms. And when a guitar player stretches out their arms, that means they're trying to show up the other guitar player. For those of you kind of confused right now, there's a pedal by my foot, so I play and then record while I'm playing. So close your mouth, back to the story. This other guy brings in these high notes, and they sound like this. And I started to sweat a little bit because I had never played the high notes before. So he brought it back to add to the chords that I was playing. Moments before, I was a loner, roaming the hallways, hoping to make one friend. Suddenly, I was in a band. And I had always wanted to be in a band. And I was in grade 9 concert band, so I knew what being famous felt like. And then a few minutes go by, and this girl comes by the room. She's like, oh my gosh, how long have you two been in a band? Like 2 minutes. No. Yeah. No. Whatever. She's like, well, what do you call this song? We don't know. We just made it up. No. Whatever. She's like, well, it's really catchy. It's making me smile. I love it. We should spread it all around the residence, all around the school. We should play it like inside and outside and at the talent show. We should call this song Contagious. And we're like, it's kind of gross. But that's a good song name. So we called it Contagious. We played it in the hallways. We played it in the courtyards, we played it at the talent shows, we played it in the basement just because the acoustics were pretty sweet. We would only play music where people would walk by, not to get famous, not to get noticed, but simply because we noticed that this would perk people up. It would spark something in people that would make them pay closer attention to the people around them. And each time we played Contagious, it would evolve, it would change a bit, because we really didn't know what we were doing. So each time we played it, it sounded a little bit different. But if you want to, go for it. I'm just telling you this story because it's about most people in a new situation. You have to decide to put yourself out there in a way that makes you feel comfortable. For me, it was rolling around the hallway with a guitar I barely knew how to play. For you, it might be sports. It might be art. It might be just being the person that can figure out anything about tech. These little things that are just considered a hobby are actually these gateways into these friendships, these relationships, these opportunities that will spark an experience now that will lead to incredible ones later. If you put yourself out there a little bit, it's terrifying, especially in high school, because you get judged in high school in a big way. But in high school, it's the best time to put yourself out there because it's going to set a series of dominoes just tipping and tipping and tipping to make unbelievable memories for you that you have to start making now. The more we played the song, the more we got to actually get our confidence up and meet more people. And it wasn't about that, it was about the fact that for us, it made the rest of school that much more amazing. Because when you put yourself into your education, that's when it starts to make a whole lot more sense. A few weeks went by, and this guy came up to us, and he was holding something that we hadn't seen before. Holding one of these. And we're like, dude, what's in the cardboard box? I'm like, no. This isn't a cardboard box. This is actually a drum. I'm a drummer. And I used to be in a band back home. But I haven't made any friends in this new school yet who I can play music with. I've seen you guys just play around the school. And I finally have mustered up the courage to just ask you guys have room for a drummer. Yes, we have room for a drummer. And so when he joined in, it just made it that much more fun for us, for others. And it's not about the music. It's about the fact that if you do not put yourself out there, nothing is going to begin. Yes, it's safer to just keep to yourself, but it's way more of a risk to not give it a shot. So as we wrap this up, I'm going to bring in this drum, and we're going to end the way we began. So when I clap, you clap. When I count to 4, this whole thing's over, and then you get to hear the rest of this epic day that has been planned by some of your amazing peers. And frankly, the amount of work that goes into these few hours this morning, I can't even describe. So just give a round of applause to everyone who makes it happen. Here we go. When I count to 4, we're done.